Hey crew, it's Pitt, and I'm back with the weekly tarot for our INFP alternates for the week of August the 3rd through the 9th. We will be pulling 8 cards in the Divine Feminine deck. We will be pulling 8 cards from the Divine Masculine deck in accordance with our 8 human chakras, so that we can best manifest our highest timeline in accordance with Spirit. Before we begin, if today is the first time that you've seen my smiling face, or if you do not know what the words ideas, new, self, flexible, or informative mean, I suggest that you fall back and check out the video that will be linked in the corner above, labeled, Have You Been Doing MBTI Wrong? Because there is a good chance that you have. Now we will begin pulling with the base. We have the Empress. In the sacral, we have Death. In the solar plexus, the Two of Swords. In the heart, the Queen of Wands. In the throat, the Hermit. In the third eye, the Two of Wands. In the crown, that is the Nine of Pentacles. I have trouble with Roman numerals sometimes. I'm still working on that. And then finally, rounding out our message from the bottom of the deck in the Divine Feminine, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Next up, we'll be pulling 8 cards from the Divine Masculine. The 8 cards from the Divine Feminine tells us what the current situation is. The Divine Masculine is going to let us know what steps that we can take in order to help manifest our brightest and best timelines in accordance with Spirit. I've already done a pre-meditation and a pre-shuffle on the cards. I just like to do a couple extra to make sure everything is exactly where it needs to be. Beginning in the crown, we have the Two of Cups. In the third eye, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. In the throat, we have the Ace of Pentacles. In the heart, we have Death. In the solar plexus, we have the Three of Wands. In the sacral, we have the Five of Pentacles. And in the base, we have Temperance in reverse. And then rounding out our message from the Divine Masculine on the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun. Let's dive in and see what the cards are telling us today. We begin at the base because that is base existence. Do you have a home? Do you have provision? Do you have a job? Do you have money? This is the area that governs that. This is the area responsible for love and wrath, so you may be giving away a little bit too much affection. You may not be getting that affection returned. Neither one are necessarily good. You are, as an INFP alternate, you are governed in your base by SE, which is all of the new things. The current things, the exploration of new things. Not necessarily what the best one is, but all of the new ones. And you're going to have a really hard time having new experiences, going and finding a new experience, even enjoying a new experience is going to be tough for you. You really like the old ones much more than the new ones. What you have in your base, your current situation, the Divine Feminine is what is currently in your situation, is the Empress. Now the Empress is about learning. You are in a period of learning. More than likely, that is where you are right now. You are learning about something in particular. I don't know what it is. We don't have that clarification yet, but there is some learning going on in your life. When this is standing tall, she is seated with authority. She has chosen the path that she is on. She is on it, right? 1 is realizing there's a path. 2 is choosing it. 3 is learning about it. She is in the process of learning about it. This is a Divine Feminine card, right? One of the epitomes of the Divine Feminine. Not the best one, but one of them. And so this doesn't matter if you're male or female. Everybody has both energies. That's why we use both decks. And so you have right now in your current situation a good gestational energy, right? The Divine Feminine is about nurturing. It is about feeding the energies into, and that's what you're doing. Now, actions that you can take is to become a little bit less balanced. This is the Temperance card. Temperance is about balance. It is about fair and equal. It is about distributing correctly, right? You can see she is, the angel here has knowledge above his head. That's what those rays coming off are. But 1 foot's on the earth, 1 foot's in the water, right? That is the mortal coil and the spiritual things. Then you have 1 cup being poured into the other cup. It is about equalizing. This is an equal distribution. This is everything being temperate. It is literally the opposite of gluttony. It is everything being balanced. You have it in an unbalanced position. You have it in the negative. Some people see the reversals as a negative. It's not necessarily negative. It is a don't. It is a you're not. It is a these steps are to not be taken type of a thing. Now, when this is upright, this is telling you that you might need a little bit more balance in your life when it is on the divine masculine. If it was a divine feminine card, it would be saying you are in the area of balance in your life. Since this is a divine masculine and it's in the reverse, that's leading me to think that maybe you are holding on to a little bit too much control related to something. It may be a new experience. This is your area of new experiences. It may be a job. It may be something like that. It may be your provision, right? But there is something that you're holding on to a little bit too tightly. It's probably going to be tied to the virtues and vices more than anything else. Simply because that's got to do with temperance, right? We'll look for some further clarification as we go along. Next, we're going to go into the sacral. The sacral is the area that governs physical generation. This can be children because this is lust and chastity. You may be giving away too much physical affection. You may not be receiving enough physical affection. Neither one are particularly good. For you, this is going to be governed by the TI. This is what is my thoughts in the situation? What are my personal thoughts about this? What is my logical processes? Now, you're going to have a tendency to not use those correctly, right? This is way down in your stack. It's in the sacral and the trickster, same energy. And so you can be misguided here. You believe that you've got the right solution. It's probably the wrong one. You think that you're using the correct logic. There's probably a key that you were missing. This deals with lust and chastity. We dealt with that. Okay. So next up, you have the death card. Death is sudden change. It can be positive. It can be negative. It is not necessarily either one. It can be a real physical death, right? If it was in the communication area, it would be maybe someone is going to communicate to you about a death. This is probably not a physical incarnation of death because this is the area of physical generation. These are things you are trying to bring into your life. You envision your future, you put it into play. So if you have an idea for a business, you get it in the third eye, you start doing it here. And so the death here is the death of an old thing, right? You're sitting in this divine nurturing energy. Maybe it's time to change that. Maybe it's time to become unbalanced. And then get out of your comfort zone and find this change. This change is currently unfolding in your life. It is generally better to embrace change than it is to resist it. If there is a new situation that you are not entirely happy about, maybe be open to it. Now, clarifying what steps that you can take is rise to the challenge. Now, this is the card of deprivation. And it's with the death card, so that may be some negative connotations. The Five of Pentacles is about the earthly path. Pentacles are body. It is quite literally the same as the base. Do you have a home? Do you have provision? Do you have a job? Do you have money? All of these things are tied to Pentacles as much as they are to the mortal coil. And so this is saying that there may be a challenge in your physical existence. Do you have enough money to pay your bills? Doesn't look like it. Do you have enough food to eat? Maybe not. Are you relying on someone else to help you out? Possibly. Right? That's the energy here. And this is a deprivation card, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you are to go seek out deprivation, but maybe you are overspending. Maybe you are giving out a little bit too much of something, and this is the sexual energy, so this can be the death of a relationship, especially considering that this deprivation on the earthly path may be that you're getting a little bit less of the confirmations that you should be, right? If you are in a relationship with someone, it should be a free and equal partnership. You should be co-equals, and if that is not the case, that can lead to some hardship and some sudden change needing to happen. This is the area of physical generation, so you are wanting change in your life. You are trying to bring about some change. You're trying to change the situation, but it is challenging, right? This is a challenge on the earthly coil. This is not you rising to meet the challenge as much. That's more of the night energy. This is more of this is happening to me, whereas the night is more of I'm going to go out. And so what you have here is that there is some sense of a deprivation. It can be a misunderstanding, but it's not necessarily so. And it's the situation that is currently unfolding is that something is ending. Now, if we look here on this death card, he is riding his white horse of victory. He's got his banner held high. He's got the face of death on. And under his feet here, he is trampling over the old authorities. That's the old emperor. Now, here are his new subjects, and they are happy to see him. This can be a positive change, even though it is death. And so these two together really make me think that that's what's happening. This is the culmination or the realization of a new path, right? In order for the new path to unlock with the eight that is death, then the old one has to die, right? The old path ends for the new one to begin. And so that is related to a challenge. Next up, we'll be going to the solar plexus, and the solar plexus is quite literally what changes your food into fuel. It's tied to your stomach. It is the area that is in charge of gluttony and temperance. So, are you over consuming the things of the mortal coil? Are you not consuming enough of the things of the mortal coil? Neither one of those is particularly good. Life is about balance. For you as an INFP alternate, this is going to be governed by the NI, which is the best possibility and guidance going forward. You want to choose the best thing, right? That's what's going to feed your ability to do other things. You're just not going to be very good at it. You're very good at seeing all of the possibilities. This can happen, this can happen, this can happen. But you're not very good at saying, well, that one's the most likely. Right? You're not good at narrowing down and making decisions about ideas. What we've got here is a choice. This is a choice about an idea. And so you are really not going to enjoy this, are you? You're really not. This is you narrowing down the idea. We just talked about how this is your area of not really wanting to do that. Now, this feeds the rest, right? You consume your fuel with the throat. You've transformed it with your solar plexus. It's what converts it into fuel. And so this feeds what you are currently doing, and this feeds what you want to do, and this feeds what you want to manifest. And so in order for you to be able to do what you want to bring about this sudden change, to rest in this energy, right, then you're going to have to make this choice, even though that is absolutely something that you do not want to do, right? I know, right? People do not like the MBTI all that much. They don't understand. It's just giving you some tendencies. And you have a tendency to not want to make choices. They don't even have to be important choices. You just don't want to narrow down the possibilities. You like having all of these options. It is time to do that, right? You have to step up into adulthood at some time, and adults have to make decisions. This is a decision. And it's not necessarily an easy one, right? She is there with her two swords, but she is blindfolded. She cannot necessarily see what she is making a choice about. And yet she is currently making the choice. The Divine Feminine card. You are making a choice whether you want to or not. Now, with actions that you can take from the Divine Masculine, we have understand or learn, right? A 3 is a learn card. This is learn about a change. When it is standing upright, this is learn about a change. It is spirit, fire, life, light, logos, and change. That is what wands represent. The 3 is about learning. You have a choice to make with the 2. You make the choice, and then you learn about whatever it is that you made the choice about. So this choice is to be informed by what you are about to learn. Now, this can be, don't learn new information. It's probably not in this particular instance, but it can be, right? This is learning about the change, doing new things. This is less of that, right? In the negative, in the upside down, that is saying don't. That is saying resist. That is saying somebody else is going to do that part. Now, so you may not have an understanding to make here. That's not very likely, but you're nurturing an energy and you've got to unloosen a little bit. You've got a sudden change coming in that is related to a challenge. You have a choice to make that you don't really understand, and then you're being told you don't really need to understand it. That's what I'm getting from that. And we'll see what further clarification we get, but this is a choice that you need to make, and this is you not really being clear on all of the options, which is generally a bad idea, but apparently for you it's okay today or this week. Next up, we're going to the heart, and the heart is what you want to manifest in your life. It ties together the as above and the as below to create manifestation. It is the area that governs greed and charity. Greed being tied to the as below trinity, holding on to things a little bit too much. Charity being tied to the as above trinity, giving away a little bit too much. You are meant to have things, just not all of the things. You're meant to give away some things, but not everything. It is about finding balance in your life. For you in particular, as an INFP alternate, this is going to be governed by FE, which is future feelings and ethics. How is everyone else going to react to this? What are they going to feel about this? What is the ethics of the situation? Now, morals is what you have decided is right. You do really well with that. Ethics is what everyone else has decided is right, and you do a little bit less well with that. You sometimes don't understand why they are choosing their ethics. It seems like a bad thing, but everybody's okay with it, and you're not, and you don't understand that. And so for the heart, you've got another nurture card, right? This is the Queen of Wands. This is nurture the change. You have a learn about the change, or don't, about this choice. There's a sudden change coming in with death over here. This is a change. It's a Wands card. The Queens are about overcoming and growing. And so you have overcome the challenge of the night, and you are not quite ready for the harvest of the king. This is about your divine feminine. And again, the divine feminine, just like down here with the Empress, the divine feminine is about nurturing the energies. This is nurturing the energy of a change. This is watering the crops one last time before harvest, getting the fertilizer out one last time before harvest. You're not quite ready to pull all of it in yet, and you're not busy planting anything new. This is a nurture something. Now, clarifying that with action that you can take, we've got the death card again, right? Now, again, this is the 13. 13s are about overcoming and nurturing. This is about the change happening, and you have overcome it. This is a reiteration of the Queen of Wands, right? The 13, well, it would be a Queen of Swords, but this is a reiteration of a queen. This is the same energy. Nurture, change is happening. May not be related to you. It may. It can be a literal death. It's probably not, considering where it's at. This is nurture the energy of the change. This is nurture the energy of the change. And so, overall, what you are being told here is there is a change happening. There is a challenge arising in your life. There is a choice that has to be made. But you're just to nurture the fact that it is happening, not necessarily trying to direct the way it is going. Next up, we're going to move to the throat. The throat is the area of communication. This is the area that governs pride and humility. So you may be taking too much credit for your work. You may not be taking enough credit for your work. Neither one are particularly good. For you as an INFP alternate, that is going to be governed by SI, which is what has happened in the past and what is the best organization for the best things. Now, you don't have you don't like to go out and get new experiences, but you remember the old ones fairly well. You just don't communicate them all that well. The throat's an area of about 50 to 60% reception, maybe even a little bit lower. And so you have a tendency here to miscommunicate about what has happened in the past. That might lead to this card. This is the area that deals with pride and humility as well. And so what you have is the Hermit. This is you with knowledge. This is you isolated. This is you not in an emotional connection. This is you standing on the mountaintop with the knowledge for people to come to you. Not necessarily bringing the knowledge to anyone, which would be a fairly good interpretation of some of this. The Hermit is standing on the top of the mountain. He has the light of all of the knowledge of the world, but he is up there by himself. Anyone can come and get the knowledge, but they've got to trek all the way up the mountain, and that's a little bit difficult. When it is standing upright like this, it is a recommendation sometimes to isolate yourself. This is in the area of communication, so it may very well be telling you to not engage, right? You have this, there may be a tendency here to overshare, right? Now that can be good in some places, but sometimes it's a little bit less good. And if you have this nurturative energy and you're really wanting to help other people understand and you don't really know how to go about that, you may have a tendency to overshare. And this temperance card may be telling you back off of that. And that's because this is really an isolation card, right? This is, you have the knowledge, you're open to other people coming to you, but you're not open to going to them. And so this is an isolate yourself type of an energy. Now, clarifying that with actions that can be taken is that there is a new possibility unfolding for you. This is Pentacles. It's dealing with the earthly path. It is an ace. That means that there is a new path being presented. You are now realizing this new path is there. But this is the active, so you may need to realize that there is a new path. You may need to communicate that there is a new path, or you may need to not communicate it. Now, these two together are leading me to think that you are going somewheres, and maybe you need to gestate that energy and not really share it. Right, you have the don't understand the change or don't learn about the change. You have this challenge that is arising, this unbalancing that needs to happen. You have here the sudden change coming upon. All of that seems to be tied together. Next up, we have the third eye. And the third eye is where you envision your future. Right? You have the idea. With your third eye, you put it into place with the sacral. That this is the conceptualization. This is the idea spot. This is communication. This is ideas. This is relaying information from the divine. This is the area that's going to deal with sloth and diligence. So are you working diligently towards your goals, or are you just expecting them to happen with you putting no input in? For an INFP alternate, the third eye is going to be governed by TE, which is what other people think, other people's rationale. You had your logic that you don't really understand way down in your trickster. In the third eye, you are going to be defensive over what other people are saying, right? So the authority gives the information and somebody disagrees with it, you're going to attack the person that disagreed with the authority, whether they were right or not, right? You are going to rely on them because your logic is so out of place, not working in the right manner, that you're going to rely on other people to give that information to you as opposed to going out and getting it for yourself. Now, this is a choice card about a change, right? You have the don't understand the change way down here. You are currently not making a decision. Now, this is the area of thoughts, so you're not thinking about a decision. This is the area about ideas, so you're not making a decision about change in some way. There is something that you're not supposed to learn about change, but it is happening on a very real level in your life. And so this appears to be you not making decisions, just kind of letting the situation play out as it needs to, isolating yourself to get this new path to open up. This seems to be a reiteration of that, right? This don't do energy there. And that is clarified by the Six of Wands in reverse. Now, six are overcoming the challenge, right? You got the Queen, that is overcoming the challenge. This is an overcoming the challenge as well. You're on the back side of the challenge with a six. When it is standing upright, this is a victory, right? He is riding his white horse of victory. He is seated. He has got a laurel on his wand of change. He's got a laurel on his head, right? That is victory all day long. This is not, right? This is in order to bring about the choice to turn around this card, you kind of need to not be actively engaged, right? You are in the process of overcoming, but you're not quite there yet, right? This is a resistance to, now this can be a resistance to change, leading to you not being able to make this decision about the idea. You have an understanding that you're not having. It's a difficult choice, There's a choice here and here, right? There is a choice coming. It seems to have you isolating yourself from other people's ideas. Next up, we're going to be going to the crown, and the crown is the area that you feel responsible for. It is where you interpret the messages from the divine. It comes through the crown, it filters out all through the rest. This is the area in charge of hope and despair. So when everything is going great, you're still choosing to be depressed. Or if everything is going terrible, you're still choosing to make alchemical gold. For you in particular, this is going to be governed by the NE, which is future possibilities and foresight. Seeing all of the things that might happen, and you feel responsible for relaying those. So the people around you tend to see you as a negative Nancy, right? You have a tendency to say, okay, we are going to this place. By going to this place, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen, and this can happen. And everybody's like, well, why don't you just wait and see what really happens instead of trying to anticipate what's going to happen? But you feel responsible for making sure that everybody understands these things can happen. And so, what we have for you is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Now, when the Nine of Pentacles is standing tall, this is about a choice of the secondary path. All right, you are not making the choice. This is an abundance path, right? This is the reinvestment of the harvest of the 7. You see the path with the 8, you reinvest with the 9. And so this is you choosing not to reinvest the gains. We'll look. Right, when you see that she is surrounded by abundance when it is standing tall, right? She's got the bird on her hand, she's got a crown on her head. She is victorious, right? This is a good card when it is standing tall. But when it is upside down, this is you're not making the choice. And that appears to be related to an emotional choice, right? This is another choice card. This is another 2. You've got a 2 here, a 2 here, a 2 here. You got a 9 here. That's a choice, right? There's a whole lot of choosing happening here. Now, cups are about emotions. It is about, we haven't had a cup. Okay, so cups are body spirit. It is familial connections. It is spousal connections. It is co-workers, and it is the friends that you just hang out with. But it is not the people. It is the emotions behind it. It is the emotional connections. And this is a choice about an emotional connection that is holding you off from a choice about the path forward. Now, this is telling you that you need to isolate yourself in order for a new path to present itself. This is telling you not to make a choice about this change. This is telling you no victory. This is a hard choice, right? This appears again to have something to do with someone else. This seems to be someone else has a negative aspect on what you are trying to create, and that is preventing you from stepping into your position of authority. The 2 of Cups is really, it's like the Lovers. It's one of the marriage cards in the tarot. It is a partnership, so this can indicate that you do need a partnership, an emotional connection in your life in order to be able to effectively make these changes. Right, the gold cards tell you how to do, what to do in order to change the current situation, which is the dark cards. And so the current situation is that you're not making a choice, and the way forward appears to be making a choice about a partnership. That's going to bring us to the message straight from the divine. This is not tied to any of the virtues and the vices, but for you as an INFP alternate, this is going to be governed by what you feel in the past, your FI. What are my past feelings? What are my morals on the situation? Now, you have a tendency to be a very moral person. You have decided that this is the correct path, and you do not deviate from that even when you are presented with the opportunity. That can be great in most cases, but there are times when you definitely need to relax those restrictions a little bit. Now, and that's what you're being told in your base, right? What you do with your divine, you do without even thinking about it. It's got 90% correct, right? You are right 90+% of the time. When you get it wrong, it's generally because you do not understand other people's ethics. You didn't get the ethics of the situation, and you made your morals based off of what just felt right. Now, you have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. When this is standing tall, this is about hard work and diligence. He has 6 pentacles that he has completed, nailed to the wall. That is what he is showing the world, right? Under his feet right here, he's got another one that he's about to be working on, and he's got one that he is currently working on. This is hard work and diligence. This is keep your head down, keep grinding in the same direction. That is going to lead to the reinvestment. This is an 8 card. 8s are about, oh look, there's a new path. Where do I put all of my gains? He gained all of this, all of these pentacles. That's from the 7. He harvested all of these pentacles. And now he is realizing that the new path is just to continue working. You, however, have it in the reverse. So maybe you are working towards something that is not right. It is not the correct path. You are working hard. You are working diligently on the wrong thing. And clarifying that with some actions that can be taken from the Divine Masculine. We have the Sun, right? This is a hard one for what do I do, right? This is an active card. This is a 19, and a 19 is going to be about a change and a challenge that is happening. And so this is a positive change. The Sun is one of the most positive cards in the game. The world is the best. This is close. This is all of the good things. This is a white horse of victory. This is all of the knowledge. This is benefits. This is the sunflowers or the benefits of the sun. There is a naked baby. That means look beyond the normal interpretations of things. And so this is a very positive card about change, about rising to meet the challenge on an emotional level. You have an emotional choice. You need to rise and meet the change. These cards are linked, right? This is the direct message from the Divine Masculine. There is something about an emotional change that you need to make the correct assumption about. But it's going to involve you changing your work situation, right? These 2 cards together, this is a do not continue on the path that you were on. There is a new path. You realize that there is a new path. You're just on the wrong one. You need to reinvest your gains into something new, and it will lead to all of the best things in the world. This is rising to the challenge of the emotional problems. Your emotional problems are tied to new experiences in very real ways. So if someone is trying to bring you on a new experience and you're a little bit resistant to it, try to overcome that. Go and have the experience. It's great to have new experiences. It might be the new best one. That's going to bring us to the end of the reading. Hopefully I brought a little bit of enlightenment and not too much confusion. If you like what I'm doing over here, let me know down below. Give me a like, a share, a follow. Throw me a comment if you agree or disagree with anything that was stated. Put it in the box down below. And if it remains respectful, it gets to remain up. If you are a reader with a different interpretation, you are more than welcome to drop that in the box as well. If you really like what I'm doing over here, hit me with that super thanks. Consider joining for a membership or pick up a copy of my book where I teach you to do magic responsibly and MBTI the right way. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me, and I am praying for you every single day. Until next time, I love you. God loves you. You are perfect, whole, and complete, just the way that you are. And this has been Pit State. Peace.